And I think for someone who, who's trying to project that I'm sick or I have some kind of, and I don't even like saying sick because as you guys know, there's people who live with HIV, take their medication daily, and they live long lives. Like one of my favorite content creators is Timothy Blaine. And this is not me putting this, he's open about this. He tells you guys, he writes books about this, right? But Timothy Blaine, he lives his life like he living his life like it's golden. Like he literally lives his life just like nothing has happened. Um, and he's still out there kicking it. He's 60 something years old and he just get on YouTube and talk his shit and tell us about his life, his stories. And Timothy Blaine is just cool as hell, right? And so you have people, and we've been seeing that. Put a one in the chat if you've been seeing people use people's health status as like a read or a dig at them to try to drag them down. I've been seeing that a lot. Like people still stigmatize the disease. They literally use it against people. And let's be honest, you hear with a lot of the gay boys, they do it all the time. And it's all like, well, wow, you would think that, you would be more educated and realize. And here's another thing, too. I have subscribers who have it. And so if I get on here making fun of people with it, I would look stupid doing that because I'm literally hurting my subscribers. Yes, I did talk about the man in the wheelchair. And the reason why I talked about the man in the wheelchair is because, he being messy and gossiping like a little bitch. So, yeah, I did talk about him in his chair. I did talk about it, damn it. Okay, but I try not to talk about people with medical illnesses, diagnoses, health statuses, disabilities. I'm for everybody. I try not to talk about that stuff. But um, don't charge it to my heart. But anyway, um, yeah. So you have content creators that are literally pushing that narrative and saying it about each other and just being ignorant. And here's my thing: whether or not that guy has it or not, that content creator, I'm just happy that he's taking his medication and he's still alive. You know, I'm just happy that he's able to live a long, full life. I think us bashing somebody for having it or not having it, I don't know. It's just a weird conversation. It really is. And even when you guys get in my chat and be like, yeah, this person has it, or y'all say like a nickname for the person, I always tell y'all, no, don't put that in my chat. Don't do that. Don't be disrespectful. You can say whatever you want to about their character or whatnot, but don't say nothing about, make fun of them for, their don't do the health status reads and stuff like that. I always tell y'all that. Right, Kiki. Where's Stephanie at? Stephanie, you're supposed to have my fucking back. But yeah, like I always say, hey, don't say that. Don't put that in my chat. Like, don't do that. You know? Like, stop doing that. I always say that. Okay, there you go. There you go. Okay, there's Stephanie. I was like, oh, where's Stephanie to drop the facts? Like, I need you to back me up. Notice how I called out the gay person trying to back I'm such an asshole. Stephanie knows this all. But yeah, I just find it crazy. Like y'all say that, and it's all like y'all don't think y'all have subscribers that have it, and like y'all just over here just slandering people, and I'm all like, these people are literally. Y'all said Magic Johnson. See, people are literally living they have. Listen, somebody who has it goes to their doctor frequently, gets checked up, takes their medication. Like they have to keep themselves healthy because if they don't, then yeah, things can happen. But when you're literally running around trying to stigmatize people and say like they're gonna y'all just say the most ignorant shit ever. It's very ignorant. you know? And I'm just all like, today is literally World's AIDS Day. And what you could have did was try to educate people on, getting resources and helping people, try to figure stuff out because um it is life changing. It's all like watch a documentary, like educate yourself, like go do something, talk to somebody, help people find resources, like instead of taking your time and trying to put that on other people. That's crazy to me. And especially on a day like today. What's up, Blessing? I was just all like, what is wrong with y'all? Like y'all really don't think about like, and granted, I say some crazy shit sometimes too. But if I do something wrong, I usually will apologize the next day or within that moment and tell you guys like, "Ooh, that was wrong. I shouldn't have did that." But there's some people like I'm just all like, y'all don't think about like how this makes you look, and especially if you're somebody who's walking around with it, you're not trying to educate people and let people know like, "Hey, it's gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay." I should have had and I should have went live earlier and well, I don't know if Uncle Tim. I'm gonna try to get Uncle Tim on my show, not about this, but like I want y'all to really know Timothy Blaine. Timothy Blaine is funny as hell. He actually just lived right across the bridge from me. He actually invited me to do a show in person with him. So yeah, I'm gonna do that one day. But yeah, um, they buried our people in unmarked mass graves. Yes, I heard about that in the '80s. Yeah. Yeah, it was a real serious thing. Shout out to Heart of Inspiration because Heart of Inspiration has talked about it and how it was too because she said she worked in the medical field. Yeah, yeah, it's horrible. Um, there's just a lot of people a lot that people don't know, and it's all like I would hate for anybody to feel helpless and because people don't realize like people that do have it sometimes suffer from mental health issues and want to either not take the medication because they're ashamed or they want to commit and unalive themselves because of it. Like it's not a good thing, y'all. It's not a good thing to make fun of people. And again, I'm not the moral police. I'm not saying because I'm doing this video, it's going to change other people's mind. But when I heard somebody try to say it to me like as a form of deflection for them, I was like, hold on, we got to check this real quick because even whether or not you do or do not have it, I'm just happy that you're here alive to be able to share your story. That's it. That's it. I'm happy about that. Even though you are a shitty person, don't get me wrong. You know, it could have been worse for you. Luckily, you know, yeah, you were able to be alive. You're able to get housing. You're able to get a monthly check. Because of because of different disabilities that you have. Like I'm happy that you're able to afford your life. Um, I have TV1, the other black network, TV1, and they did like a unsung Sylvester. So I know who that is. Yeah, he passed away from it, right? The amount of talent we lost from the disease is devastating. Right, right, right. And I really felt like the conversation, especially like a day like this, should have. It shouldn't have happened. And it's all like, I'm glad that we're having these conversations about it because a lot of people don't know. I saw no allowed sign in places in Arkansas and Oklahoma because they thought it was an easy spread. Wow. Wow. That is crazy. Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. I'm going to drop the link. Yeah, I'm kind of done. I talked about Joe Biden and Hunter Biden. Me and Couture. Oh, excuse me. Me and Katorbe are good. Y'all can stop saying that. And, Jag and O'Krusty are who they are. No changing them. It's fine. I'm surprised they didn't try to pop in tonight. Maybe they're actually doing something productive with their lives. Doo, 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 doo. All right, I'm dropping that link. And shout out to Melanie Jones. She's live right now. Yes, and please hit that like button, by the way. Thank you. Okay. Hudson is a stigma that keeps people fearful. Okay. I went ahead and dropped it. Okay, yeah, I just seen some things and I was all like, yeah, we gotta have a better conversation about it. And people gotta stop doing that. It's not something that you're gonna see on my platform bashing anybody or anything like that. That's not what I'm gonna do. So at least for me, I'm not gonna do that. And I don't even like calling it houses in Virginia. I think that no, it's HIV. If you literally don't want to say the actual like word, then maybe you shouldn't be saying it at all. Like that's how I feel. And I know this video will probably have the thing underneath the little like description. That's fine. Doop doop. Here we go. What's up, Ronnie? How you doing?
Hey, babes, I had to get in on this conversation. So let me cover a few things and let me get off real fast. Uh,
Go
number
ahead.
one, number one, Biden, listen, he chose to be paternal over presidency. What he did was nothing more than what Trump would have done for him or any of his kids. That's number
Hmm.
one. Number two, um, how would anybody have pressure with Couture? Now, the
Right.
thing is, now I was introduced to this lady by you, and every time she's been on your platform, she has been nothing but the epitome of class. And I think that's where the pressure comes from, is because
Hmm.
Couture she gives Jag dust. And sweetie, as narcissistic as Jag is, no attention is worse than a lie about her. Jag feeds off of that attention,
Hmm.
negative or not. She feeds off that, and Couture doesn't give her the energy or the fuel that Jag needs.
Right.
Now, about this HIV, despite my youthful appearance, At, I am a woman of a particular age,
Right. And you are
and
beautiful too.
oh, baby, thank you, honey. Thank you for not being particular. But I'm gonna say, I grew up in nightclubs, and there were gay boys
Mm.
all around me. And darling, the gays will lift the gays will lift a girl up, and give her the confidence and all that because they know how it is on the other side. But having said that, my cousin Raul, God bless his soul, he left us due to
Mm.
HIV, and that was earlier, and that's like when I was a child. And I really wasn't quite aware of what was going on. And then when I did, I mean, once you're open to that, you can never feign ignorance. With that being said, um, what I'm gonna say is this: is that nobody should ever have a death sentence because they had sex with the wrong person, and that's all it was. It's
Mhm.
something that as human beings we were always going to do. And this disease stigmatized people so badly that it stripped them not only of their health, of their life, but also of their humanity. And we had a president in the 80s, Ronald Reagan, who in his administration
Mhm.
never said the word once. He
Mm-mm.
never said the word once. And Ronald Reagan came from Hollywood. And guess who came from Hollywood as well? Rock Hudson. And at that point,
Mm.
that is when that happened. But when you went down the line, I think MBMB, mentioned Sylvester. For a lot of people, Sylvester was, I guess, how would I say it? Sylvester was that generation's RuPaul. Sylvester was this black man with this beautiful falsetto that dared. to be authentic and to live in his truth and to live in his power. And critics be damned. And that gave people the courage to live into their authenticity. And then to see this man struck down by something that by a four-letter word that was designed to find the weakness in the body. I mean,
Mm.
it just devastated an entire generation, and we're still reeling from that. We had Rudolf Nureyev. He was a ballet dancer. He died. One of the first female supermodels, her name was Gia Karanji. She passed away. And HIV and AIDS is more devastating to a woman than it is a man. And I'm not trying to
Right.
split hairs here, but the worst thing that I see happening is that the pharmaceutical company has romanticized this disease to the degree where it's like they want to play it off like it's diabetes. And listen, medical technology is a wonderful thing, but if you ask anybody that has been stricken with HIV, are you cool with managing it with a couple of pills, or would you have rather not had it at all?
Ooh,
They wish they could go back and make a different choice.
right.
But here we are in 2024. In 2024, and the best that we can do is stigmatize something for
Hmm.
something. Yeah, I just don't understand. At I don't understand this.
Right. It's crazy because you think like maybe people. I just found. Well, shit. We just went through an election. Yeah, people don't care. That's what it is. People don't care.
They care when it happens to them. They care when it happens to them. And,
Right.
and I feel like these things, you know, Jesus, how do I want to say this? When these devastating things fall on us, be it HIV or a fascist president, it's because I feel like as a collective, we are lacking apathy. I'm sorry, empathy. We don't take the time to wonder what it must be like to live in someone else's shoes, or if we're blessed, how can we do something to lift somebody else who's not doing as well as we are. We are so myopic, we are so in our bubble. So I feel I wanted to jump on here because conversations like these are very important. And AT, I'm not trying to hype you up too much, but baby, you literally doing the Lord's work right now. So
Oh,
God,
thank you.
baby.
I appreciate you so much for that. I'm
Well,
just trying to spread a message through my platform. I
and you,
believe that I was given this platform for a reason. Yeah, it's entertainment, but also some people need to hear some real shit every now and again.
darling, for all these rumors about, how you came from a broken home, or whatever it is that these people want to make personal attacks on you, the best I can say is, baby, your people did real good on you because you are a
Oh,
shining example of what good parenting can do to somebody. So God bless you, baby.
thank you. I appreciate you, Ronnie. I love you.
I love you back, baby. All right, on with the show, sweetie.
All right, have a good one. Ronnie is so great. Today is December 1st. Well, still December 1st for me. I'm on the West Coast, and blessing too. We still on the West. But the moon is in Sagittarius. I'm a Sagittarius. The moon is in Sagittarius. So she told me my nipples are gonna be hard, but I'm gonna have a great month this month. So thank you, Ronnie, for that information. Right, we got Stephanie in the house. What's up, Stephanie? How you doing? Hello.
I have HIV. I have HIV. No, I don't. I don't. But I want to ask the chat. In that moment when I said that, what did you feel about me? In that moment when I said that, it's not, I don't. But in that moment when I said that, what did you feel? Tell me in the chat what you felt. Because if you felt repulsion, if you felt shock, if you felt disgust, if you felt anything other than, okay,
Hmm.
that's the problem. That's what we're talking about. That's the problem. Because
Right.
it used to be so bad. And during COVID, people wanted to be with their loved ones but couldn't. When we were going through our COVID, People did not want to be with their loved ones, even though they could, and it wouldn't have been dangerous. They did not want to be with their loved ones, and their loved ones died alone.
Mm.
And then their bodies weren't claimed. And in New York City, they took them, put them in bags, and buried them in mass graves, unmarked mass graves. We don't know who's in those graves. No record. We
Right.
experienced such a nasty, brutal. I don't know how else to put it. A cleansing. I mean, they watched and let this happen. They watched, and it wasn't until the gay people and the lesbians, that were supporting them, and and allies, bisexuals, all of us, right? Us rainbow people went down and told them, "Give us the experimental meds. We don't care. We're dying anyway. It doesn't matter if
Right.
you don't know what the meds are going to do. We are dying anyway. Give it to us." That's when it finally started happening. That's when we finally started getting medicine. It took that. It took people going into St. Patrick's Cathedral and having
Mhm.
a staged die-in where they had to be dragged out because they were telling the Catholic Church, like, stop saying we can't have the medicine.
Wow.
I, I, when people were talking about Rock Hudson in the chat, when Rock Hudson told the world he had HIV or AIDS at that point, and he was dying. He was not long for the world.
Mhm.
they there was a lot of sympathy for him, but there was also a mass hysteria in Hollywood of people wondering if they had it because they'd had a scene with Rock Hudson,
Man.
and there was a no, it was explicit. The question's being asked: Did he give it to people on purpose? Which that question was asked a lot. Yeah, there was a
Wow.
lot of news magazines, talk shows, etc.
And didn't they think it was airborne too?
They did, yes, yes, they did think it was airborne.
Yeah,
That
like
was,
someone could touch you and then you could, yeah.
hmm I mean, people to this day, I had a person with HIV come into my office once, and
Mhm.
apparently he disclosed to my paralegal, and my paralegal immediately put down his stuff, washed her hands, and walked away.
No!
And
She let.
I told her, don't you ever do that again. This is an LGBT law practice. Don't you ever do that again.
Right. I didn't want to say like where you used to work, but yeah, I was all like, whoa.
Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, and just the misinformation, and just the going to a funeral a week.
Mm.
It just I can't describe the decimation, the creativity that we lost, the knowledge, the love. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal.
Right. And all of this is like not too long ago. This is like within
In
our
my lifetime,
lifetime this
yeah,
has happened because I was born in 88.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it was bad. It started getting better in the early '90s when AZT came out, but
Mhm.
AZT made a lot of people sick too. It wasn't the best drug, and then they started getting the cocktail, but it was bad up through the late '90s. And it
Mm.
wasn't as bad as like the epitome like the mid '80s or so, but it was not. It is not like it was today. We've made so much progress in the last 25 years. I mean, or last 30 years. It's unreal. Um, I know people kind of are hot and cold about the medicine, but it does wonders, and it really can make it manageable for life. And when your viral load is undetectable, like you can't detect the virus in your bloodstream, and we don't have a single documented case of it being transmitted if it's that low.
Right after you have a low viral load. Right.
Yeah, not a single case of it being transmitted. And so, the medicine has come so far, and I don't want, and I get, always be careful, always be cautious. It's better to not contract it than it is to have to treat it. Absolutely.
Right.
But, it's extremely manageable, and it's not a death sentence at this point. It's just not. I mean, not to the extent that nothing. We all have a death sentence. Life is a death sentence. And
Right.
so,
Right.
it is no better or worse of a death sentence than, than whatever you're destined to die from anyway. I mean, you're much
Yeah,
more likely to die in a
diabetes,
car
high
wreck.
blood pressure,
Yeah, driving your damn car. And so it's just that, and what really makes me really just above and beyond angry about this is that it's our own people who are the first ones to say, well, he's got that package, he's got that shit, whatever. And it's like, you little baby gays, don't remember, you didn't experience what we experienced. You didn't, and they didn't. We got gay kids growing up now where marriage has always been legal. Like, they don't understand. I know it sounds like get off my lawn, but they really don't get what everything that we had to go through. And I mean, especially the AIDS crisis. Like, oh, I don't know. And see, that's the problem. Our big homies that could grab them by the neck and shake them and say, "Don't you say that," are all dead.
Mm. So they don't see it firsthand. Like they never had to live it, so they're not going to be able to even understand it.
And a lot, I mean, and a lot of the people that they would respect to listen to this, if they even could respect anybody, and the elders in our community doesn't have elders.
Mm. And Stephanie, can you just explain like that experience having to see friends get sick and then having to visit funerals? Like, can you explain like that time period for you, like how hard that was?
Eh, no, I don't think I can. I don't think
Okay,
I can
I
explain it.
respect
I
it.
don't think I can put it into words. I don't think there's words to describe it. I don't think there's words to describe it because it was so random. It was so random and so devastating and so, I mean, it one day you're here, the next day you were gone.
Hmm.
And before the medicine was available. I mean, the deaths were horrific, horrific. I mean, there was, AIDS related dementia. There was,
Hmm.
pneumonia that where people were just drowning in their lungs. And the medical staff was even scared of them. They put them in a room by themselves, and maybe a brave nurse would tend to them, maybe one. Usually they were a lesbian.
Hmm.
The lesbians really stepped up because we didn't contract it in those ways. I mean, almost hardly any because it's not something that is like the mechanism is just not there.
Right.
But the lesbians, like, were the first caretakers. We were the first fundraisers. We were the first ones to say, like, we got to do something because we got to raise our own money. At first it was to pay for the funerals, and then it was medical care. But then it was like we gotta. We're the only ones that would step up to raise the money to take people food, to tend them when they were sick, to go visit them in the hospital, to go to their funerals. Uh, their families weren't there, and government sure fucking wasn't.
Hmm.
And and Reagan, I mean, like, she's like, um, Ronnie said, like, he wouldn't even say that he would. Not only would he not say the word HIV or AIDS, he wouldn't even say the word gay.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, cuz I'm gonna stop ranting. You baby gays need to get it the fuck together and stop with this bullshit. I know you don't have a male big homie, but the reason you don't have a male big homie is because your male big homie is in the ground. So you're gonna listen to your female big homie and stop this bullshit. We didn't go through
Right.
all this bullshit so you can mock other people with something that is just has a history that it just wreaked havoc in our community. But we pushed through and we made it manageable and good for y'all. So if y'all contract it, y'all are gonna die. That's because of us. So stop it with this bullshit. Stop
Right.
it.
I agree. Thank you, Stephanie, so much for sharing that. It needed to be said.
Yeah. Yeah. And before